What if I told you that the real battle isn't out there? It's inside your mind. Every day we let small things break us. A single text ruins our peace. A stranger's opinion poisons our confidence. One mistake spirals into self-hate. We scroll, we compare, we react. And somewhere along the way, we lose the quiet strength that once defined us. The truth is brutal. Most people are not truly living. They're merely reacting. Stoicism saw this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That line isn't philosophy. It's a weapon, because when you stop fighting what you can't control, you become untouchable. Today, we'll uncover 8 Stoic principles that will rewire your mind so nothing and no one can disturb your peace again. This isn't motivation, it's mental armor. Comment below, "I am unshakable," and let's begin your training. 1. Embrace discomfort like a friend. Why do we avoid everything that could make us stronger? The cold, the silence, the pain, the confrontation. We treat these things like enemies to eliminate instead of teachers to study. We seek warmth, validation, convenience, yet every step toward comfort strips away a piece of our resilience. We live in a time where a weak Wi-Fi signal feels like suffering, and the smallest inconvenience sends us spiraling. But here's the harsh truth. Comfort has become the most silent poison of the modern world. It sedates your potential, softens your discipline, makes you forget what you're capable of enduring. Seneca once wrote, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power." What he meant was this: by stepping into hardship willingly, you strip fear of its teeth. The Stoics trained for difficulty not because they enjoyed pain, but because they understood the formula of strength. The body and mind grow only through resistance. Marcus Aurelius faced war, plague, betrayal, yet he ruled himself before he ruled an empire. His strength didn't come from privilege. It came from embracing discomfort as a daily ally. Think about your own life. When was the last time you truly grew? It wasn't during the easy days. It was when life pushed you to the edge, when you lost someone, when plans collapsed, when you rebuilt yourself from nothing. Discomfort is the furnace of transformation. Every cold shower, every early morning when your mind screams, "Not today." Every difficult truth you speak instead of hiding. These moments carve out who you really are. Society teaches you to chase pleasure and avoid pain. Stoicism whispers the opposite. Train for hardship so nothing external can command your emotions again. Every voluntary act of discomfort is a rehearsal for life's inevitable storms. Walk into the cold by choice, and the cold no longer owns you. Choose discipline over ease, and you prove that you are the master, not the puppet. Start small. Take a cold shower. Sit in silence without grabbing your phone. Exercise on the day you feel weakest. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Each time you lean toward difficulty instead of retreating, you rewire your nervous system. You teach your mind that pain isn't danger, it's data. And here's the secret most people never learn. The man who can suffer willingly can never truly suffer again, because pain becomes practice, discomfort becomes clarity, and hardship becomes fuel. Affirmation: discomfort is my training ground. 2. Control your emotions. Before they control you, you can master every strategy, every skill, every rule of success. But if you don't master your emotions, you'll be a slave to them. An insult collapses your peace. A failed plan triggers frustration. A single trigger pulls your entire mood like a string. It's not life that defeats us. It's our reaction to it. We think emotions are commands we must obey, but they are only messengers. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." Those 13 words are emotional freedom. Nothing can truly upset you without your permission. The insult, the rejection, the failure, they are neutral until your mind labels them as pain. Modern life tells us to react instantly, to post, argue, defend, prove. We confuse self-expression with self-mastery. But the Stoics understood, reaction is weakness disguised as honesty. A strong person does not suppress emotion, they structure it. They pause, they breathe, they choose. That pause, those few seconds, is the birthplace of your power. Next time anger rises, don't rush to defend yourself. Watch it, label it quietly. This is anger. The storm is still there, but you're no longer inside it. You're standing on the shore, observing. Imagine how your day would change if you lived like that. Someone cuts you off, you breathe. A co-worker criticizes you, you pause. A loved one withdraws, you listen. Each time you do this, your emotional discipline grows, and that discipline becomes peace. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayals, and chaos. Yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That wasn't comfort, it was command. Stoicism doesn't ask you to feel less, it asks you to be ruled by less. You still feel everything, but nothing owns you. Practice this simple ritual daily. Pause, breathe, question. Pause before reacting, breathe before speaking, question before assuming. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, it's not worth my peace. You can't stop emotions from coming, but you can stop them from controlling your life. And that's what Stoicism is truly about. Not becoming cold, but becoming composed. The man who can sit calmly in chaos is the most dangerous kind of man alive. Because while everyone else is burning, he's building. Your action today. In one situation that frustrates you, try the 3-step ritual. Pause, breathe, question, watch what happens. Affirmation, I respond, I don't react. 3. Stop expecting fairness. The world doesn't owe you fairness. That sentence might sting, but it's the truth that sets you free. Every time you expect life to play by your rules, you hand it the power to break you. We tell ourselves, I worked hard, I deserve this. I was kind, they should be too. But the universe doesn't keep score the way we do. You can be honest and still be betrayed. You can be loyal and still be left behind. You can give your best and still lose. That's not injustice, it's reality. And once you stop demanding fairness, you stop suffering twice. We live in a culture obsessed with equality of outcome, not equality of effort. People believe that if they do everything right, life must reward them. But the Stoics taught the opposite. Do the right thing because it's right, not because it guarantees a result. Marcus Aurelius ruled through plagues, wars, and betrayal, yet he never cursed his fate. He simply wrote, "You can commit injustice by doing nothing." His point was simple. The only injustice you control is the one you commit. Everything else is outside your reach, and therefore beneath your concern. When you expect fairness, you become emotionally fragile. Every disappointment feels like an attack. Every loss feels personal. But when you accept that life isn't fair, you become unbreakable. Because now nothing surprises you. Everything trains you. Every rejection becomes a lesson in resilience. Every failure becomes a mirror showing your next step. You no longer ask, "Why me?" You ask, "What now?" Think of it like this. The rain doesn't fall evenly, but it falls for everyone. The Stoic doesn't stand angry at the storm. He adjusts his sails. Life is not a courtroom, it's a battlefield. Fairness is not guaranteed, but discipline is always within reach. The man who accepts this truth gains power over every situation because he stops negotiating with reality. You've felt the pain of injustice, being passed over, misunderstood, blamed for what you didn't do. But remember, Seneca was exiled by the emperor he served faithfully. Socrates was sentenced to death for telling the truth. If even the wisest couldn't escape unfairness, what makes you think you will? Stoicism isn't about making life fair. It's about making yourself strong enough to face it when it's not. How to apply this? When you feel wronged, remind yourself, this is not personal. It's the nature of things. Then redirect your energy toward discipline. If the world doesn't give you what's fair, give yourself what's within your control. Effort, integrity, clarity. The moment you stop demanding life to be fair, you start living with power, because fairness is external, but dignity is internal. The Stoic chooses to act with justice, not to be treated justly. That's the difference between a victim and a warrior. Your action today. When something feels unfair, say, "It wasn't supposed to be fair. It was supposed to make me stronger." Affirmation: fairness is not promised, discipline is. 4. Focus only on what you can control. How much of your life is wasted trying to control what was never yours? You worry about what people think, what they'll say, how they'll respond. You build scenarios and expectations as if the universe follows your plans. And when it doesn't, you panic and fall apart. The truth is simple. Most of what keeps you awake at night is completely outside your control. Epictetus, born a slave, died a philosopher, mastered one rule most free men never learn. Some things are up to us, and some are not. That single line is the entire blueprint of freedom. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. Within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, your effort, your judgment. Beyond your control, other people, outcomes, the past, the future, random events, reactions, weather fate. The moment you forget this boundary, you suffer. You can't control what others say, but you can control what you repeat to yourself. You can't control how long you live, but you can control how you live. You can't control who loves you, but you can control whether you love with integrity. Freedom begins the moment you stop trying to rewrite what is already written. Most people aren't exhausted because life is hard. They're exhausted because they're fighting battles they were never meant to fight. They argue with reality. They try to change people who don't want to change. They chase outcomes they can't force. The Stoic refuses to waste time that way. He asks one simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, he lets it go. Not because he's weak, but because his energy is sacred. Imagine your peace as a fortress. Every time you stress about what's outside your control, you open the gate and invite chaos in. But when you keep your focus on what is yours, your thoughts, your actions, your character, you become untouchable. The world may shake, but you stay centered. You stop being a leaf blown by the wind and become the root that anchors the tree. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire surrounded by enemies, yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Even as storms raged around him, His calm was unshaken because he understood the game. The external world is noise. The internal world is command. You can lose everything and still be undefeated if your mind remains under your control. Start today with a simple ritual. Take a piece of paper and draw 2 circles. In the first circle, write what you can control: your effort, your words, your attitude. In the second circle, write what you cannot control: other people's opinions, luck, time. Then, every time you feel anxious, look at that paper. Remind yourself, my peace belongs inside the first circle. Let go of the illusion of control. It was never freedom, it was a cage. The Stoic warrior doesn't waste arrows on the wind. He aims only at what he can hit. That's why he never runs out of strength. Your action today: draw your 2 circles. When the storm comes, choose to stand in the one that belongs to you. Affirmation: I control my actions, not the world. And that's enough. 5. Practice voluntary hardship. What if the comfort you cling to is this very thing destroying your strength? We build our lives to avoid pain, but in doing so, we forget how to endure it. We have heated homes, instant meals, soft chairs, and yet fragile minds. We've confused comfort with safety, but comfort has never made anyone safe. It only makes you dependent. The Stoics knew this long before psychology confirmed it. The human spirit decays without resistance. Seneca once wrote, "Set aside a number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest fare and coarse clothing, and ask yourself, is this the condition I feared?" This wasn't poverty, it was training, voluntary hardship, a rehearsal for misfortune before misfortune arrived. When you've practiced living with less, losing comfort doesn't terrify you. When you choose discomfort on your own terms, you become immune to the discomfort forced upon you. Modern life is the opposite. We seek pleasure at every turn, scrolling, snacking, streaming, soothing. We numb ourselves instead of strengthening ourselves. We fear boredom, we fear hunger, we fear silence, we fear being alone. But those fears are signals. They tell you where to train. The Stoic doesn't wait for hardship to arrive. He walks into it deliberately, like a soldier sharpening his sword before war. Imagine what 1 week of voluntary hardship would do. Wake up earlier than you want to. Take a cold shower and feel the shock without running from it. Skip the unnecessary meal. Walk instead of drive. Face the conversation you've been avoiding. Each small act rewires your brain to stop interpreting struggle as danger. The modern mind collapses under stress because it's never been trained to carry weight. But the disciplined mind thrives on challenge. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but trained his spirit through restraint. He ate simply, dressed plainly, and practiced humility as strength. He didn't need luxury to feel powerful, because real power comes from self-command. When you endure voluntarily, forced hardship loses its power. This is not punishment, it's preparation. Life will take things from you: health, money, people, comfort. But if you've practiced letting go, you won't collapse. You'll adapt, you'll breathe, you'll move forward. Hardship becomes just another rep in your mental gym. Your challenge: pick 2 small hardships this week. Cold shower, no sugar. Wake up early. Walk instead of drive. Anything uncomfortable. Do it without complaining. Let discomfort remind you, you are alive, you are capable, you are preparing for something greater. Your action today: choose one discomfort and face it by choice, not by chance. Affirmation: I train in peace to stand unbroken in chaos. 6. Detach from outcomes. Love the process. Everywhere you look, people are addicted to results. They tie their self-worth to numbers, likes, money, praise. When they win, they feel alive. When they lose, they collapse. Life has become a scoreboard, and in chasing the score, we've forgotten the game. The Stoics warned about this trap. When your peace depends on results, you've already handed your strength away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same reason you use today." Every time you obsess over outcomes, you abandon the present, the only arena where your power actually exists. You don't control the reward, you control the work. You don't own the harvest, you own the planting. Success is not a pursuit, it's a byproduct. Think about how often you poison your own progress by expecting it to look a certain way. You start a project and demand instant results. You go to the gym and judge yourself after 1 week. You open your heart and expect others to reciprocate. And when they don't, you suffer. Not because you failed, but because you attached your peace to something outside your control. You confuse effort with entitlement. But the Stoic doesn't play that game. He acts with discipline and detaches from results because his fulfillment comes from the act itself. When you detach, something incredible happens. Your focus sharpens. You stop worrying about how things should go and pour your energy into doing them well. You shift from performance to presence. That shift alone makes you more effective, because now you're playing to your highest potential, not to your fear of failure. Seneca said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." Detachment is not apathy, it is mastery. It means you care deeply about the process, but not about the applause. Let's make this real. You can't control whether your business takes off, but you can control your effort and integrity every day. You can't control how fast your body changes, but you can control showing up to train. You can't control if others appreciate your honesty, but you can control speaking truth anyway. The outcome belongs to fate. The process belongs to you. Here's a small practice. At the start of every day, write one sentence. Today, I'll focus only on what I can do, not what I want to happen. Then, whatever you're working on, do it like it's sacred, because it is. The process is where virtue lives, where character grows, where peace hides. Detach not to care less, but to act better. Love the process, not because it guarantees success, but because it makes you unshakable even in failure. The Stoic doesn't chase the finish line, he masters every step. Your action today, write down one goal, then underneath it write, "The result is not mine, the effort is." Affirmation, I am proud of effort, not outcome. 7. Remember death. Live urgently. Most people live as if they'll live forever. They postpone dreams, delay forgiveness, and waste years preparing to begin. But the clock doesn't wait. Every day that passes is a day you never get back. The Stoics had a phrase, memento mori, remember that you will die. At first it sounds dark, but in truth, it's the most powerful reminder to live. Seneca wrote, "It's not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it." He wasn't warning us about death. He was warning us about distraction. We drown in trivial things, scrolling, gossiping, worrying about opinions, while the moments that could make us alive quietly slip away. When you realize that every breath brings you closer to your last, clarity cuts through the noise. Suddenly, what matters and what doesn't becomes painfully obvious. The Stoic doesn't fear death because he's too busy living deliberately. He sees each sunrise as a gift, each conversation as possibly the last, each act of kindness as sacred. When you remember death, you stop postponing your humanity. You stop waiting for someday, because someday is a myth. Think about how often we say, "I'll start when things calm down. I'll apologize when the time is right. I'll chase my dream when I'm ready." But you will never feel ready. Life is not a rehearsal. It is the main act. Every delay is a quiet betrayal of the time you've been given. Urgency is not panic. Urgency is awareness. It is understanding that time is the most valuable thing you own, and it is slipping away. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Mortality wasn't a threat to him, it was a compass. So ask yourself, if today were your last day, what truth would you finally speak? Who would you forgive? What work would you stop postponing? These questions are not to scare you, they are to wake you. Death doesn't make life meaningless, it makes it precious. Try this tonight. Before bed, write down 3 things you'd regret not doing if tomorrow never came. Then pick one and do it this week. No perfection, no permission, just action. To remember death is to live fully, to look it in the eye and still create, still love, still serve. Your action today. Write 3 things you would regret leaving undone, and do one now. Affirmation: I live like time is borrowed, because it is. 8. Live by virtue, not validation. At the end of your life, no one's applause will save you. Likes, praise, admiration, they will fade faster than you think. What remains is who you chose to be when no one was watching. Most people spend their entire existence performing for approval, chasing recognition like oxygen, terrified of being unseen. But the Stoic knows the goal is not to be admired, it's to be aligned. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Surrounded by praise and politics, he chose virtue over validation. He understood that external approval is unstable currency. It can vanish overnight. But virtue, integrity, honesty, courage, self-mastery is wealth the soul never loses. The modern world reverses this logic. We post to prove, we talk to be heard, we live to be seen. We seek identity through the eyes of strangers and wonder why we feel hollow. Here's the truth. When your worth depends on validation, you become a prisoner of perception. You live cautiously, adjusting your behavior to fit expectations. You become polite instead of honest, liked instead of respected, visible but empty. The Stoic refuses that trade. He acts with integrity whether or not anyone notices, because virtue is not performance, it is principle. It's doing what is right even when it costs you something, especially when it costs you something. Think about it. Speaking the truth when lying would make you popular. Showing kindness when it gains you nothing. Keeping your word when no one would know if you didn't. Those small moments define your soul far more than any achievement ever will. You don't need to announce your values to live them. Quiet strength has more gravity than loud approval. Seneca said, "A good character, when observed, delights, but when unseen, it still rejoices." Virtue is its own reward. When you live aligned with your principles, you sleep peacefully, you walk lighter, you stop negotiating with your conscience. The world may misunderstand you, mock you, even oppose you, but their judgment no longer touches you because you're not performing for them anymore. You're serving something higher, your own standard. This is the heart of Stoicism: to choose righteousness over recognition, consistency over applause, character over comfort. Every decision is an opportunity to prove your values, not to others, but to yourself. And when you no longer need the world's validation, the world loses its power over you. Try this practice. Choose one core value: honesty, courage, kindness, discipline, and live it quietly for one day. Don't post about it. Don't mention it. Just live it. See how it changes the way you walk, speak, and think. That's virtue in motion. At the end of the day, the applause will fade, but the echo of your integrity will remain. And that echo will outlast every compliment you've ever received. Your action today: choose one value and live it fully for 24 hours without telling anyone. Affirmation: I act from virtue, not for applause. You've just walked through 8 timeless Stoic principles, 8 ways to reclaim power in a world that constantly tries to take it from you. These truths aren't meant to make life easier. They're meant to make you stronger. Discomfort, control, acceptance, focus, discipline, detachment, urgency, virtue. Together they form your mental armor, one that no chaos, no betrayal, no storm can pierce. Because the goal is not to escape the pain of life, but to endure it with grace. The Stoics never promised comfort. They promised clarity. And once you see that nothing external can break the fortress within you, you become something rare, a human being at peace in the middle of the storm. If these principles spoke to you, like, share, and comment your favorite one below. Let others join this training. Whisper this to yourself before you leave.